I've got something you'll be interested in. Those performance upgrades we discussed after the last race. They're on the car and the data looks promising. Take a look at the details.
So here we are for the next episode of Career Mode, our F1 2017 modded career mode, driving as the McLaren Renault team. So here you can see some bit of R&D. This is the R&D screen. I haven't really showed it this career mode. I wasn't sure how it would affect the mod, because obviously we've got a modded performance, so it isn't a true representation of the performance, but I think it does impact it, so I'm going to start showing some of that stuff. And yeah, so here we are in the practice session, as you can see, just running through the programs, trying to get a few more resource points, because I think we're going to go and spend some after qualifying.
Afternoon, race fans, and here we are again for qualifying at the Hungaroring. Who will have tuned the perfect setup for their car? We'll find out soon.
So here we are then for the qualifying session here at Hungary. So we've done our practice programs, and you can see we've got a pretty decent start to our qualifying lap, although right here we have lost out and dropped all the way down to P7. Hitting a nice apex though, it should gain a few positions yet into P5, so just trying to keep up with the McLarens, no, the Mercedes and the Ferraris, and moving on to P3 there, so pretty good corner there, round this long right-hander. Clipped the curb a bit there, which we have to be careful for, especially in the race, coming through the chicane very late on the brakes, but you know what they say, slow in, fast out is the way to take the most corner speed, so lost a bit of time through there. Hitting these apexes nicely though, just trying to follow Lewis Hamilton's ghost through here. The one-shot qualifying format I'm really enjoying for this career mode. It gives a bit more pressure and qualifying, plus I only ever tend to do one run anyway, so that's that. Currently in P4, but a little bit of a lock up into the penultimate corner. Now around the final hairpin, can we hook up a nice lap and a nice end to the lap, picking up the DRS and coming home in 4th place, so not too bad. So let's get into the race.
With me to enjoy it all is Anthony Davidson, a man who made his Grand Prix debut here with Minardi back in 2002. So Ant, this is a bit of a special one for you, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'd say so. I also stood in to commentate on Jensen's win in 2006, and as I was a test driver for Honda at the time, you can imagine that was quite an emotional Grand Prix. It's also a tough circuit on the drivers, this one too. Lots of long, slow corners that require a lot of patience from inside the car. Plus, it's a very downforce heavy circuit. I mean, it's all relative of course, but if you're lacking a bit in downforce, or if you've got a bit of an imbalance in the setup, this is definitely one of the worst places to have to deal with that.
So here we are then for the start of the Hungarian Grand Prix, starting from the second row, back of the second row of the grid, just behind the two Ferraris of Vettel and Raikkonen and Hamilton on pole. So Vettel pulls alongside, he goes from third, and he's going for a run up the inside of Hamilton. We've lost out to Bottas and our teammate Alonso, so can we get this position back? Verstappen tries it up the inside, we're running right, we ran very right around there, so we lost out 3 positions on the start, but it looks like we can go up the inside of Verstappen here in the Red Bull. Hooking it up nicely. Now we've just got to get past Bottas and Alonso and then back into our starting position. So let's see where we're going to be able to do it. Pretty decent run up the hill right on the back of Bottas. Maybe we'll go up the inside here. Ooh, not quite. Oh my god. Look at that. Like I said in qualifying, need to be careful of that curb because we got on it, clipped the back of Bottas slightly, and then got on the curb and just spanned the back of the car around. So we got really stuck there. Someone knocked not our front wing, but they've knocked their front wing off of our car, which I thought we'd lost our front wing. We've got virtual safety car. The engine's taken a bit of damage, but other than that we seem to be alright. There we go, you can see just clipped it, started producing some oversteer, got on the curb, and it just sent us round. It was Verstappen that lost his front wing and that Renault there. We were so lucky not to lose our front wing, so we've stayed out because we got no damage. So we're just going to try and work our way through the field. We're already past Verline and maybe we can get past Ericsson on the next few corners up the inside there. Be careful not to hit that curb And I think we actually bashed into Ericsson a little bit, but I think we'll get away with it. Up the inside of the Aston Martin and the Renault there, all in one corner. Can we hold it though? Not quite on the Renault. The Renault is sticking it up the inside. I think it's Hulkenberg. He's not making it easy for us, is he? Oh no, it's Palmer. There we go, up the inside of the final corner on Julian Palmer, the Brit who is no longer in the sport. And Hulkenberg's next up in the leading Renault car in 14th. So not a great showing from Renault really here. Very late on the brakes from us there. Oh, I thought we were going to go into the back of him. Locked up a tiny bit, picking up the DRS. So now will give us a chance to go up the inside as long as we get it all stopped for this corner. Yes, we do a bit of oversteer, but it actually helped us into this off-camber left-hander. And there we go, up into P14. So now on to the end, lap number 4, picking up the DRS. Can we get past Stroll? He is in the Williams car, the Mercedes-powered Williams car, and the Williams car is known for its straight line speed and its slippery aerodynamic design. So as you can see, Massa's in 12 as well. So again, a pretty poor showing from the Williams team actually. They're going to struggle around here because Hungary, it's quite a downforce, heavy and demanding track. So we passed Stroll there, very deep on the brakes, and now can we go around the outside of Felipe Massa on lap number 5? Is not going to work, but we're going to get the inside line surely for this left-hander, but he's able to hold it around the outside. We're just having to take a too tight a line to avoid contact, and he carries all that momentum around the outside. Come around the final corner here now. Can we pick up the DRS and get past Massa? Obviously he's got that very good straight line speed in this car, which is going to help him down the straight, but we're going to power down the inside into turn number 1 on lap number 6, and we're going to be thinking about pitting now very soon. I believe the pit window is lap 8, so I believe the plan is to go for an undercut. So we're going to try clear these cars, Sainz and Perez, without losing too much time. Up the inside of Perez as well, maybe. Look at that, straight down the inside, just what you want. So now on to the back of Kevin Magnussen, setting purple sectors on lap number 7, just what you want. Trying to find a way past Kevin Magnussen, and he's got Grosjean ahead, so the two Haas cars doing very well around here, and you expect them to be outside the top 10 and the Williams be inside the top 10, but there we go, past Magnussen in the chicane. And now lap number 7, coming into the pits, we're going to switch on the super soft tyres, do an undercut, which will hopefully help us catch up to the front runners, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. So we're going to whack on a new set of soft tyres as we're in the pits now. So we're going to whack them on, and while we're pitting, it's a good chance to say follow me on Instagram and follow me on Twitter. Links in the description for some IRL updates. So here we go, getting back on track. Then we've got a few pitters on coming in. Got Kvyat just ahead of us. Can we go around the outside of him? We're going to struggle there, but he's picked up the DRS somehow. Must have been from when he pitted. Going to go up the inside here into this off-camber corner. Again, you need a bit of oversteer to help throw the rear end round and power you around that corner. But lap number 10 now, a few more pitters, and we've got Verstappen ahead of us. It looks like he's going side by side with Ocon, so them going side by side is going to allow us to catch up. But let's see where we're able to get past them. And you can see lap number 10, the engine is pretty worn now, as you can see. We're going to need them new parts, and we clipped the back of Ocon, and again we almost spun it around just like we did on lap number 1. So need to be careful there. We are in 8th place, so doing pretty okay, pretty good recovery, but I want a few more positions before we call it quits on this race. Ocon is really holding us up, we're really struggling, and you can see Verstappen is starting to pull away a bit, and we want to catch up to him before our tyres go. Around the outside of Ocon there, lovely move there. Now onto the back of the Red Bull of Max Verstappen. Can we attempt to move up the inside using the DRS? Oh, we didn't know which side to go. He was swerving in the braking zone. It's just classic Verstappen there as we go down the inside. Job done, picking up the DRS again, and coming around this left-hander and then into the final corner. Pretty good run there around the final corner, but we ran deep. I believe we just missed our braking zone, which is going to allow the Red Bull onto the back of us, and I don't think he'll be able to come at the inside because I don't think he'll have the DRS, but we should be able to maintain 6th place. You can see Fernando Alonso 18 seconds ahead. There's no chance we're going to catch up to him. So just coming through this chicane, Valtteri Bottas is out the race, so that's going to gift us a 5th position. So let's take a look at what happened to him. Was it just a mechanical failure, or did he? Yeah, just a mechanical failure. I was going to say there's no one around for him to crash into. So mechanical problems for the Mercedes team, not something you see every race. So we're going to come around and we're going to gain that position off of Bottas. You can see the yellow flags are in the sector just ahead here. And there we go, we're going to gain that position on Bottas. So Alonso is still ahead, but he's 20 seconds ahead and he's pulled out since the last few laps. So we're going to bring it home in 18th place. 18th place, I was looking at the lap count. There's not, it's 5th place. 18th place are pretty good. So Sebastian Vettel takes the win. It's good for his championship and not for us, because it's going to mean he's going to gain on us. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. Let's take a look at the results then. Vettel, Raikkonen, Hamilton, Alonso, then us, and then Verstappen. So obviously Bottas isn't in it, and we are in the lead by 11 points. Kimi Raikkonen is still trailing by about 42 points, so it's the Ferraris leading the chase. So as you can see here, we're looking at the R&D screen again. It looks like we might be developing a bit of engine power. I don't want to touch the engine because obviously got the mod, but it might overwrite it. So I decided to go back into the aero screen, and I think we're going to put on a new aero part. I believe it's going to be the one down the middle, the streamlined suspension arms. Yeah, it is. That's the one I'm going to go for. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you did, give it a like. Let me know down in the comments, and we will see you in the next one.